Hey everybody, this is Shelly, your mouthy mama at Talking Trash and Truths, with my fifth and final installment of my favorite music. Now we did genres. This one is just going to be basically artists. So you have Queen, and my top three for them are Bohemian Rhapsody, because who doesn't love that song? Princes of the Universe, which was used in the Highlander movies or the Highlander show, and another one Bites the Dust, which, I mean, come on. Doom, doom, doom. Another one bites the dust. Mm, mm, mm. Another one bites the dust. And another one gone. And another one gone. Another one bites the dust. Hey! I want to get you too. Another one bites the dust. Princes of the Universe is just, it's powerful. Like, I love that song. I love the crescendos and God, it's like riding a roller coaster. And of course, Bohemian Rhapsody. Who doesn't love Bohemian Rhapsody? Come on. I see a little silhouette of a man. Scaramouche, will you do the fandango? And let me tell you something. If that song comes on and not everybody sings, like joins in at some point, get rid of those people. You don't need that kind of negativity in your life. Next is Dolly Parton. Who doesn't love Dolly? Come on. She once said, it takes a lot of money to look this cheap. And she meant it. Like I'm all about the wigs and the nails and the fancy dresses. She was unapologetic about it, and good for her. My top three for her are 9 to 5. I just love that song. Ugh. It wasn't until I worked um, in Wallace School that I really understood like how true that fucking song was. Stumble out of bed and I jump. What is it? Stumble out of bed and I jump into the kitchen. Pour myself a cup of ambition, yawn and stretch and try to come to life. Jumping in the shower and the blood starts pumping. Out on the street, the traffic starts jumping. With folks like me on the job from 9 to 5. Working 9 to 5. What a way to make a living. I know my singing is really, really bad today. You're just going to have to suck it up and deal with it because I have no voice. And every time I think I'm going to be okay, I start to catch an asthma attack. Or I cough, which also sucks. Then there is the song that everybody that hears it goes, that's the Whitney Houston song. No. It was written by Dolly Parton and sung to Porter Wagner when she wanted to leave the show. That was her way of saying, okay, we're done. Because he didn't want to let her go. And yeah, later Whitney sang it, but she didn't sing it better. She just sang it different. I mean, Dolly really. She sang that in The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, which is a movie I love. Her and Burt Reynolds. She's the madam of a whorehouse. And it's just a funny friggin' movie from beginning to end. But like, he's the sheriff and she's the madam and she loves him. He loves her. And he comes to get her and she's like, no, if I should stay, I'll only be in the way. Because I know that I'm not what you need. And I feel that. Like, okay, when Billy and I broke up when I was much younger, when Katie was very little, everybody said, why'd you just let him go? Why didn't you fight for him? Why didn't you tell him, no, you can't treat me like this? And my answer was, I think he's doing it not because of me, but because of the baby, because of Katie. Because doctors said, she's going to have every kid is going to be like this and they're going to be dead by the time they're 6. And that he just wanted a big family. That's all he ever wanted. That's all I ever wanted. It's what we talked about like forever. And that just got ripped away from me. Come to find out that wasn't even true. It's not genetic. Not my other kid. My other kid didn't get it. And it was just something that happened to her. It was opportunistic. It saw the opportunity and it took advantage. And I lost out on a very happy life because of it. And then Coat of Many Colors. First of all, Joseph in the Technicolor Coat is one of my favorite Broadway plays. So her singing the Coat of Many Colors was just like gravy to me. Like it was literally perfect. And she sings it with so much emotion. Then we move on to my boy, Billy Joel. Billy actually brought me to see a Billy Joel concert. He had gotten the tickets for my birthday or on my birthday. And when we went, I had never seen Billy Joel in concert and I always wanted to. And it was like a huge surprise for me. And we get there and he's like, all right, you want to know what our seats are? And he brings us down. And I'm sitting in the 6th row center on the floor. I look up and I could see him sweating. I was thrilled. There was no present I ever got before or after the Top album. None. So my favorites for him are Piano Man, My Life, because My Life is just clever. They will tell you you can't sleep alone in a strange place. Then they'll tell you you can't sleep with somebody else. But sooner or later, you're sleeping in your own space. And either way, it's okay. You wake up with yourself. And the way that gets twisted, it's just that's the way I talk. Like that's how I get out of shit on technicalities. You know, and just that's it just always amused the shit out of me. But then just the way you are, which kind of, Christine had that for Donna and whatever. And I mean, basically every couple around you is going to bogart all the romantic songs. You can't use this one. This is my fuck you. I could do whatever I want. But that one's a little tainted for me, but it's still one of my favorites. Then you have Willie Nelson. I know, odd that I would like Willie Nelson, but I like On the Road Again because it's just happy. It's just on the road again, going places that I've never been. I find love is making music with my friends, and I can't wait to get on the road again. Then we got He Was a Friend of Mine. I am not singing that song. It makes me cry, but I really, really do like that song. That's from Brokeback Mountain. That's, he was a friend of mine. They found him on the road. And it was just, oh God, it was so sad. But it really was a very beautiful song. And then, of course, there's the one that I attribute to like every ex that I have. I always imagine them singing it to me, and it just never fucking happens. It's You Were Always on My Mind. Maybe I didn't treat you quite as good as I should have. Maybe I didn't love you quite as often as I should have. If I made you feel second best, you did. You did. Girl, I'm sorry I was blind, but you were always on my mind. And they all claim that, but I think they're full of shit. Then we have Patsy Cline, who I love, 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 love. And she is magic, y'all, when it comes to putting a baby to sleep. If you could sing like as low as she does, forget it. They right out just from the vibrations of your chest. So number 1 is Crazy. That's the kiddies' favorite one to go to sleep to. Then there's Sweet Dreams. And then You Belong to Me. You Belong to Me is one of my all-time favorites. I mean, I love all 3 of them, and she's got many more that I like, but these are the 3 that I could never have lived without. They have been there at the weirdest and most important times in my life. And they always soothed my babies. Not just mine, but anybody who handed me their baby. They're like, this kid won't shut up, make it stop crying. Just knock out a Patsy Cline song. Not low either. Like if you're singing Crazy, you're going crazy. Like you're like big. And of course, that's not how I sing it. It's just, I was talking. But babies, I don't know. They just right away. It's magic. Then you have Kenny Rogers. Now, my dad loved Kenny Rogers, and he made sure I loved him too. Our favorite was The Gambler, because it's just an awesome song. I also love Ruby, Don't Take Your Love to Town, especially in the end when he's like, she's leaving now because I just heard the slamming of the door. The way I know I've heard slam 100 times before. And if I could move, I'd get my gun and put her in the ground. Oh, Ruby, don't take your love to town. Oh, Ruby, for God's sakes, turn around. And you feel it. Like oh, I love this song. But then you have Lucille. Now, anybody who's ever heard Lucille knows that we did not first assume it was 4 hungry children. I know you all thought he said 400 children because he's like, you picked a fine time to leave me, Lucille, with 4 hungry children and a crop in the field. And you heard with 400 children and a crop. I was like, 400 children? Oh my God. And my dad was like, hungry. 4 hungry children. I was like, I heard 100. He was like, it's hungry. Like, trust me. But see, I've been there. Like, there's been that point where I've gone to like a bar and I picked up a girl or whatever, and her man will come in looking for her, and I'm like, oh fuck, I'm dead. Like, I'm so fucking dead. And the thing is, women can reduce men to like nothing, and sometimes it saves my ass. Hey, as much as I hate to say it, I'm so sorry that I'm stuttering all night. I'm just so out of it. Okay, then you have, for Kenny Rogers, there should be an honorable mention for Scarlet Fever. I love that song, and I used to sing it to my daughter's father because he nicknamed my my vagine Scarlet, after Scarlet from Gone with the Wind, because she was a bitch who always got what she wanted, and apparently so is that part of me. And you know what? It's fine. If he could call his Stanley the friggin' power drill, or no, what the hell did he call it? No, Russell. His was Russell, the mighty muscle. You touch him and he expands. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Russell, the mighty muscle. Thank God gave him that muscle, because he didn't put one between his ears. I could tell you that. Barry Manilow. Now, don't roll your eyes. Barry Manilow made a lot of really good songs. And the first one, of course, Christine would guess this, is Ships. And that's, God, that song guts me, because it's so much like me and my dad, like daddy that passed away. And, we walked to the sea, just my father and me, as the dogs played around on the sand. And it's just about, having this relationship with them, but it's not the one you want. And they're far away. And it feels like you're just missing each other all the time. Like you're just existing in the same place, but you're not really, like, you're not making that indent. You're not leaving that impression. You're not sharing all that you should. And that's what I felt like. I did feel like that for a very long time. I felt lost and adrift. The next one is for Christine. It was Somewhere Down the Road by Barry Manilow. And it says, somewhere down the road, I know the heart in you will come to see that you belong to me. And I used to sing that to her all the time, to tell her, someday. Nothing is forever. I mean, I didn't want anything bad to happen to her or to Donna or to them together, but part of me was like, dude, you can't have her your whole life. Like, what the fuck? Learn to share. But that didn't work out that way. Donna does not share. And last is When I Wanted You by Barry Manilow. That's the last of the Barry Manilow. And that one was pretty much for everybody who ever screwed me over. Like, when I wanted you, I needed you. I still can't bring myself to say I'm over you. I gave you time to make up your mind. You turned your back on me, and now I gotta turn my back on you. I mean, I get that song. I do. You know, he's just like, I just can't. Like, I wanted you, I told you, and you laughed in my face. You know, you kept me hanging on, but you wouldn't like seal the deal. That's not right. You know, you keep me out on a limb so that nobody else can have me. And I'm just sitting there waiting for you. Fuck that. Then my boy, Elvis Presley. So the first, and these are not your typical Elvis songs, really. I mean, I know most people would say, like, I Can't Help Falling in Love with You, or That's When Your Heartaches Begin, Jailhouse Rock, or Love Me Tender, Treat Me Like a Fool, Suspicious Minds. All those are tops, but those are not my favorites. Not even Teddy Bear. My very, very favorite of his is American Trilogy. When he's like, glory, glory, hallelujah. And then he goes on to, you know, different parts. And then you get to that part in the middle. It gets real serious, real soft. And he says, hush, little baby, don't you cry. You know, your daddy's bound to die. And the first time I heard that song ever in my life was about a month after Daddy died. And whew, I didn't know a person could shut down that quickly. And I mean, I was 13. I was in the middle of, you know, like all these hormone surges, and I lost my dad. You know, my other father found out about it, and he started coming around because now there's, you know, nobody to kick his ass. So it's like, sure, I get rid of my protector, and here comes the fucking monster. Ever the opportunist. But I heard this song, and I dropped to the floor, and I just remembered I was like plastered to the floor. I was on my knees, but like my whole body just like it looked like somebody just cut my strings and I fell. But that hit me so hard. The other one that I've loved since I was little, and I think my mother was a little concerned that I love this one because it's so sad and kind of violent. It's called In the Ghetto. I love that song. You know, on a cold and gray Chicago morning, another little baby child is born in the ghetto. The way he sings it, God, it just the emotion in his voice. And then you move on to one that really describes me really well. It's called Trouble. If you're looking for trouble, you came to the right place. You're looking for trouble, look right in my face. I was born standing up and talking back. My daddy was a green-eyed mountain jack because I'm evil. My middle name is Misery. Yeah. Well, I'm evil. So don't you mess around with me. Of course, then you have the great Judy Garland. And two of these songs, my grandmother used to play on the piano. I would hear her from blocks and blocks away as I came home from school. As soon as the weather turned warm, she would open up all the windows and play the piano. And the whole neighborhood sounded like her piano. And the first one was the trolley song. And that was, clang, clang, clang with the trolley. Ding, ding, ding with the bell. Bling, bling, bling with my heartstrings. And then Easter Parade. Oh, good God. She loved that freaking song. In my Easter bonnet, with all the frills upon it, I'll be the grandest lady in the Easter Parade. And of course, the classic, Over the Rainbow. I mean, that song. I used to just think about the words to that song, and you could feel the yearning in it, and that trapped kind of, God, just let me see the world, let me go. that deep-seated yearning. Oh, what a beautiful song. Then you have my man, who was born in my hometown. He hated that he was born here, but fuck him, he's dead now. Frank Sinatra. So the very first one, of course, is going to be My Way. I mean, this town, we live and breathe that fucking song. Then there's Witchcraft, which I love. It's witchcraft, wicked witchcraft. And though I know it's strictly taboo. I love that song. And then you got the funny one. It's just very like That's Life. Oh my God. That's life. That's life. Ain't nothing to it. But I'm going through it. I've been up and down and over and out. And it's just, it's everybody's story. It's everybody who has ever fallen and had to get back up. It's everybody who has ever had a shitty boss. It's everybody who stepped off a curb straight into a puddle. Like, this is life. It's just, it sucks sometimes, but you wouldn't give it up. Lastly, and this is the last category for any of the music so far. I don't think I'm doing any more of the music ones. Not right now. It's from the Muppets. And okay, bear with me. My daddy and I, every vacation when we were leaving, he would put on the Muppets 8-track or the Muppets, cassette tape, and he would play a couple of the songs, and he and I would sing them together. The first time was a fluke. The second time was a tradition. After that, those songs belonged, in my memory, strictly to him. Everything belonged to him. So, first you have the Rainbow Connection. And I mean, if you listen to the words, it really is beautiful. Like it says, what keeps us all stargazing and what do we think we might see? Someday we'll find it, the Rainbow Connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. Throughout the thing, he drops little gems here and there, and they're words to give you comfort and solace. Then you have the song where he's Fozzie Bear and I'm Kermit. I'm always Kermit for some reason. Probably because he didn't want me saying the shit that the other ones were saying. But I used to sing the Kermit parts, and he would sing Fozzie Bear, and that's Moving Right Along. Moving right along. Yeah, it's just, But he would always make me laugh because he really got into it. And the thing is, my dad was a very serious man. He was a scary looking man. And he would sing these songs for me just to make me happy. And could you ask for a better parent than that? I mean, really. The last song that we would sing, he used to laugh when I sang it because he'd be like, she has no idea what she's saying. Because I didn't. I had no idea what the fuck the line was about. I was just like, all right, whatever. But it's I hope that something better comes along. And it starts out with Ralph the dog. He's Ralph the dog. And I'm Kermit. And Ralph's like, evening, look like you use a drink. Kermit says, yeah, I'd like a grasshopper, please. So Ralph goes, can we have a grasshopper for the frog? Oh, that's Kermit. Kermit the frog. Ralph the dog here. Pleased to meet you. And he plays a little piano. He goes, I'm no Heifetz, but I get by. So when he starts singing, he goes, women typical. That's why I live alone. He goes, you do, huh? He goes, you bet. I get off of work. I go home. I read a book, have a couple of beers, take myself for a walk, and go to bed. Kermit goes, nice and simple. Ralph says, stay away from women. That's my motto. Kermit goes, but I can't. And then Ralph goes, neither can I. That's my trouble. And of course, that was not my line. That was Daddy's line. And he would laugh through the whole damn thing, and my mother would smack his arm. And I didn't get it. until I was much older. He was gone. And I remember the minute it clicked, I looked up and I was like, you bastard. I was like, how dare you not tell me what that line meant? I was so upset. And I was like, the sad part is I should have sang it because it's more true for me than for you. It's like, whatever. So those are my favorites in music. And I will be doing another favorite list, but that'll be just movies and like actors and actresses. And there won't be so many to start with. I'm going to try to whittle down my movie one because I don't want it to be huge. But I really hope you enjoyed this. I hope you hit all the YouTubey things, the like and subscribe and share this on whatever platform if you feel so inclined. But definitely share with me in the comments what your favorite things are because I really, really want to know. Anyway, I will see you in the funny papers. Bye.